What is up, YouTubers? We are back with another episode of our 6D journey. So I'm driving for Uber and I had this kind of realization. It was really more of an affirmation because I'm already aware of this, and there's a lot of talk amongst spiritual people and empaths and, you know, people seeking enlightenment and blah 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 blah. And I'm going through Facebook tonight, I'm connecting all this stuff together, and I have this friend who had posted something about, it was just very a victimized energy of going, nothing is your fault and your past does not define you. So it was like a bit of a victim and a bit of an empowering energy, but it was really a victim statement to go like, the past is not my fault. It was something about love is blind. Like, I never understood that love was blind until I realized that I was surrounded by a-holes. And all of a sudden, I was like thinking to myself, and I did not like that post or love it or anything else. And I was thinking to myself, you know, like, I just don't really believe that, because we're not taking accountability for the fact that we did see red flags. Those, like, people, like, you don't just randomly wake up one morning and all of a sudden that person's a jerk. Or you don't wake up one day at your job and realize, wow, this job is draining me. Or you don't blah or blah or blah or blah. We don't do that. Like, there are signs from the very, very beginning. And I used to be that same way. When after a relationship ended, or I quit a job, or this or that, I would be like, oh my God, that person did this to me, and XYZ, and blah, 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 blah. I'm so upset, and I've been taken advantage of, and, you know, screw them, and blah, blah, blah. And even just saying all that just now, like, putting all that up, because notice, if you go back and rewind, there was almost no breath. It was like, I said like a whole paragraph of stuff inside of one breath. And that energy of not taking accountability for the fact that we did see the red flags. We did not define what it is we needed. We put up with some sort of energy because we were desperate for love, affection, money, power, fame. We were desperate to get it because we weren't in love with ourselves. That, you know, we were in a place of our own negativity and desperation, in a place of lack, that we then brought into ourselves an energy. We brought that energy to ourselves. It was a lack within ourselves that we then pulled in through our own energetic magnetic vortex to us. And then it manifested. And I'm driving with Uber, and I was out chasing rides, okay? Like, there was a surge. I drove like 10 minutes to catch this surge, and I caught it. It was a $5.75 bonus. And then I drive for another 15 minutes. Okay, we're at 25 minutes now, to then pick up a ride that was $3.60 plus the surge. So it was like a $9.75 ride that was 6 minutes long, that I waited 3 or 4 minutes for, that I then took them to Walgreens and waited 2 or 3 minutes for. Okay, so all these things are happening. Okay, I had spent 25 minutes looking for the ride, and then I got the ride that was 10 minutes, and the time you get paid in time for Uber is just pitiful in UberX. It's like 12 cents a minute, okay? So for the time I was waiting for them, the 5 or 6 minutes, I made like, I don't know, 80 cents, $1. So I get this $9.39 total trip, and then I have to drive 15 minutes home, okay? So what is that? 10, 15, 15, 30, 40 plus 10. 50 minutes for a $9 ride. Now, I could sit here and go, oh my God, I got so screwed over, like I did all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. No. I was at my home in a place of lack, went out and chased it, then caught it and got $9 for almost an hour of my time. I did that. That was me. That was my choice. It wasn't me, it wasn't Uber and having a surge to a place in the middle of nowhere that I drove right to the middle of the surge. Nothing happened. Had to drive 15 minutes to pick up people that made me wait for 3 minutes. Then I would take them to Walgreens to wait for another 3 or 4 minutes. Like, no. Those were all of the outcomes from the initial lack that I had. I was in a place of desperation to get money, and then I had to do so much work to produce almost no results. That was me. I did that. And the reason I'm telling people this is because after that happened, I had this moment where I was upset and I was pissed, and then I was like, wait a minute, I did this. And I know this video is like 6 minutes long at this point. They said the same thing 10 times. But the point is, it's us. We brought it to ourselves. So if you're in a place of victimization or a place of desperation or being abused or X, blah, 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 Y, blah, blah, Z, blah, 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 it's you. It's not them. It's not those people over there. It's not that company. It's not that policy. It's not any of that. It's you. And so, And so my point is, happiness comes from within. Peace comes from within. There are so many empaths that I hear them talk sometimes with their YouTube videos, and I go, you know, you're a victim right now to your circumstances. You are. You're the victim right now. It's not about leaving your job that you're unhappy with. It really isn't about that, because if you're happy and content and satisfied and fulfilled inside of yourself, no matter where you go, no matter who you meet, no matter what you have to do, if you're working through your purpose and working through your own sense of direction, then you'll always be happy. And at some point, you know, we have to really look at what it is we want. Like, for example, if you want to make $300,000 a year, and this job requires you to sacrifice your time to experience levels of stress, that is the price, the toll you pay to go down that road. It's like my mom messaged me when she was on her cruise going through like the Mediterranean and Europe. She goes, "This is why I work so hard." Yeah. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices to get the bonuses. And some of them, like, they preach that abundance will just flow if you just, and it does, abundance does flow, but there's always time and there's always sacrifice. Like, life, that's how the material world works. That's how the matrix works, is you have to put in variables to the equation and then push equal. If you just sit back and be like, I'm just gonna let it flow to me, honey. It's like when those callers call in and they're like, I've called so many psychics and they keep telling me I'm going to meet the love of my life, but he's just not showing up. Do you go anywhere? Do you do anything? No, I'm just kind of a homebody and I just... Honey, unless you're going to marry the UPS man, you're going to need to put yourself out there. You have to go do work to get benefits. I know this is a really intense energy for me, I know, but it's just one of those things. It's like, I was talking to a mom today, I'm going on all these rambles, so I want you to understand how big this is. Like, this is a big thing, and if you can master this, it'll affect every area of your life. Like, I told this mom today, if they're not doing the drills I teach them, if they're not going home and working on the skill, showing up to a private once every week or two is not going to do you any good. Like, I'm not going to be able to cast some sort of magic energy on you and all of a sudden, boom, you're doing a trick. That's not how it works. You know, if you want to go to a job and you want to get a higher pay raise, a better position, you have to do the work. Like, if you want to go to school and get good grades, you have to read your textbooks. You have to do the assignments. And I feel like that's the biggest flaw of so much of humanity, is they don't want to take on accountability. They want to blame the professor, blame the boss, blame their partner, blame how their parents raised them, blame the Stop. If you want to change in your life, change inside. Change inside, and then realize you have to do work. Work. That's how it goes.